And I believe we're on. Hello. Welcome to the RTV6 Facebook page. My name is Ray Steele, and we're going to be live with you for the next few minutes with some very special guests. If you missed them on the Noon at Noon, shame on you. But if you didn't miss, welcome back. But if you did miss them, want to introduce you to them once again. You probably know the gentleman in the middle here, Mr. Michael Feinstein, wonderful singer, artistic director at the Center for the Performing Arts in Carmel. And with him are two guests who are going to be on stage. You probably, if you've been to the Palladium any at all the last, 5-6 years, you may have seen them perform before, because they were two of the winners of Mr. Feinstein's Songbook Academy competition for young singers, for high school age singers, and they're going to be on stage with him tomorrow night. We have Nick Ziobro, 2012 winner, and Julia Goodwin, the winner the following year, 2013. Really appreciate you guys being here today.
Thank
once
you
again. All right, so we have to reset because we would get into like a rabbit hole of Johnny Mercer or Frank Sinatra or something, and we would never get out if we just started there. But Michael, the Songbook Academy competition, this was conceived, how long have you been doing this now?
I was trying to think of that the other day, and I think it's like 7 or 8 years,
okay,
something like that.
Because I've been here 6 years. The first time that I was aware of it and covered it was the year that Julia won. That was 2013.
We started small.
Yeah.
And then it's grown into this huge event, which is like, as I mentioned on the noon show, like an American Idol, like a local American Idol, because everybody comes from the community. We sell out the Palladium, and people are cheering and rooting for the person that they want to see become the Songbook ambassador. And these are all high school age young people who embrace this music, and it's another choice of their musical palette.
Yeah, and that's what is unique about this, because you see the singing competition shows. I mean, we have American Idol, ABC here on RTV6, America's Got Talent, which both of you have appeared on, competitions like that. But in this case, as you point out, they're celebrating the greatest songs of all time, the greatest songs ever written, in some of our opinions.
Yes, well, I think the show should be, I think our concert should be called America's Most Talented, Most Incredible Music in the World. Not hyperbole in any way.
Right. No, not at all.
I mean, when you hear these two extraordinary talents, I think most people are beguiled by what they can do.
Yeah.
And it goes right in tandem with the other music that they listen to. It's just another choice that is integrated. And like, do you both write songs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Julia, she's been working on, you can speak about that.
Yeah, well, I've been writing a lot recently, and I'm actually working on some original recordings that I hope to get out soon. So, yeah, this music has definitely influenced a lot of my songwriting, just in the way that the lyrics tell a story. So, yeah, without this music, my music wouldn't be the way it is today. So
now, well, describe your music. What would be the difference between your music, what you compose for yourself, what you hope to perform for yourself, and what you have sung on the stage with Michael, with Nick, because you guys sing together sometimes. Give away of some of what you're working on here.
Well, my music is a mix of what I've listened to growing up. So also a part of the songbook, Billy Joel and people like Tom Petty and Carole King, mixed with the influence of the Great American Songbook and the jazz sound. The way that I said the lyrics tell a story has really influenced my lyrics. So yeah, the two have definitely meshed in my music.
Okay. Now, Nick, you have been singing for how long now? When did you start?
I was very young when I was always interested in music.
You were young. Yeah, now you're.
I was young. Now I'm.
Yeah.
Now I'm still.
Don't say you're old. Not around us anyway. Yeah,
22. 22 is ancient.
Yeah.
22 years old.
I'm going to retire soon. It's over. It's over.
I was always interested in movie musicals and stuff when I was like 2 or 3, and I would listen to. I had all these old Broadway CDs that I would play on repeat over and over again.
That were new to me. Anyway, go on.
I started becoming involved in community theater and acting when I was in middle school and high school, and that's what I ended up going to college for, was for musical theater, and I just graduated from Rider University. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm living in New York and auditioning as an actor and performing this music in concerts and continuing to appreciate it and love it as much as I have since I've been young, when I was a kid. But it's really influenced who I am as a person and who I am as an artist as well, because this music intertwines with so much of what is being put out there on stage today.
Right.
It's the foundation of where we are musically, and I think that's so cool and so interesting.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, if you do have a question or a comment, you can hit up the RTV6 Facebook page, leave a comment. We've had a couple of comments. Just one first, Carmel Ann, nice to see young people embrace the music, the in all caps. I think that would be Michael's assessment. I was thinking about this, Michael, because you came along and you got to interact with so many people who were connected to the songbook, and of course, as time does, it moves on, and so many of those people are no longer with us. And now we have another generation that is getting into this music thanks to what you've put together here in Carmel with the competition.
It is a continuum, and that's the wonderful thing. All the great artists that I've met through the years have all been influenced by everything that came before. I remember when I met Elvis Costello or Billy Joel or George Michael, all of them talked about the influences of music that they heard growing up, and for many of them it was literally the great American songbook. Even Elvis, who grew up in England, all over the world. And so it's a wonderful continuum, and when I was a kid I was so beguiled by these songs that I set out to try and meet as many of the creators of them as I could when I was young, and I was lucky enough to intersect with a few of them who were quite old at the time, and now I'm able to carry that forward and share what they taught me. And so now people are coming to me asking me questions about these people, and that's a wonderful thing.
It is, and it's wonderful to see, and you can see them perform. But what I think I forgot to mention is tomorrow night they're going to be on stage, all of them together, Michael, Julia, and Nick, at the Palladium in Carmel, the Center for the Performing Arts. You see it on the screen right now. That is at 8 o'clock, and you can find out more information, get tickets. The Center for the Performing Arts.com is the website. So a lot going on between that show tomorrow and, of course, what you briefly mentioned on the noon show. You've got another Songbook Academy competition and applications still being taken. Nick, if you're talking to a young singer out there, high school student, who maybe they don't know if they're interested in the songbook, but at the same time, it's a big deal. It's a big opportunity for them. Tell that if you're talking to a high school
everything
student,
depends on this.
everything depends on Nick Ziobro for the next
If you're watching this and you're considering entering, you should absolutely apply because this experience was the biggest event of my high school life. I mean, it was. I entered on a whim because I wasn't sure if I was going to or not, because there was a lot of crazy things happening in my life at that time, and I just entered on a whim because I was a fan of Michael's and I wanted to be able to meet him. I thought maybe that would, get me a little bit closer to that goal. And it gave me so much more than that. But I would say that the things that I learned when I was a part of the Songbook Academy in just such a short amount of time was so incredible and so fantastic, and I think that if you're considering applying, you should absolutely go forward with it, because you'll learn so much and you'll have a great time with so many other kids who are just as interested in learning about it and performing it as you will be. So I think it's I would definitely say absolutely go for it, because it's an amazing experience.
Well, you get to learn from one of the best in Michael and the others that he invites in to coach the people. And Julia, it's more about, or it's as much about, it's not just singing the song, it's the stage presence you have. There's a performance to the song, not just opening your mouth and singing it.
You really have to make a connection to the music you're singing, and that's one of the most important things Michael has taught me. But yeah, I would definitely, if you're on the verge of thinking you want to apply, definitely apply for this. The relationships that you make, the education that you get, and the experience that you have, it's unlike any other. So.
And contrary to what many people say, it is not a cult.
We are not.
We do not
endorsing
brainwash.
to say this.
I am tired of people saying that it's a cult. It is not a cult.
Promise it's
You can't
not.
believe everything you read on the internet. So,
It is life-changing, though.
it is. It is.
Life-changing.
Speaking of stuff I read on the internet, I know we only have a couple minutes left here, but I read that Nick, you and Julia, you've been performing together, duet.
Yes.
How when did that become a thing, and how often do you guys get together?
We started doing that a couple years ago, and we're from the same hometown, so we've actually known each other since we were about 10 or 11.
Yeah, for a really long time.
yeah.
from
Okay.
the theater. So,
Yeah, so
yeah.
we had done stuff, and it was just, I entered the Songbook Academy, and I told her about it, and she entered the next year and won.
Okay.
And then after that, we would be on a lot of the same shows, and we'd be doing duets and stuff. And we said, why don't we make this an act? So that's kind of what we'll be sharing a little bit of tomorrow. We've been kind of a good little team sharing this music, and it's a lot of fun.
All right.
So
Very cool. Now you're out of college. How about you? What do you?
I'm a sophomore
You're a
in
sophomore.
college.
Okay.
Yeah, at Syracuse University.
At Syracuse.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the plans from here on out? I mean, you've got to finish school, obviously, but at the
Yeah.
same time, you're working in all this performing and
bunch of-
touring.
Yeah, so finishing out school, of course, hoping to continue to perform with Nick and Michael and share this music, and also to be writing my own music. So that is the plan as of now.
And Nick, living in the big city.
Yeah,
Bright
about the same.
lights.
Continuing to perform and auditioning and trying to make it as an actor. I just moved there, a short while ago, so just getting started. So I'm really excited to see what happens.
That
So.
yeah, everybody thinks stardom is a thing. You move to New York and you become a star. It's work,
Nah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's work.
I mean, you got to show up for auditions. You
Yep.
don't know whether you're going to get it.
Yeah,
stuff
don't,
like that.
Sometimes you don't even know if they'll see you. So
Right.
it's just it's a matter of just jumping in and holding steady. So.
Yep. And Michael, what does the future hold for you?
Well, my plans are for Nick and Julia to support me when I can't do it any
This is-
longer. So.
So the Songbook Academy, otherwise known as Michael Feinstein's retirement plan.
That's right. I just want some help when I get old. So.
Good.
It's the only reason I do this.
No, Michael has a long time with us. This man takes better care of his voice. We were talking about this one time, very quickly. Every time Michael comes here, we always try, we fail a lot of times, and I apologize for that, to have a cup of tea for him, because you take care of your voice better than anybody I know. And we were talking one day about the singers of the Great American Songbook from a bygone era, and how much they chain smoked and how much they drank, and it's a wonder that their voices lasted as long as they did, considering, because we know now what that does to the throat and what that does to the body, unlike 50, 60 years ago, I suppose.
It's true. It's true. So many of them did smoke. Rosemary Clooney, Al Jarreau, of course, Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., but of course he had throat cancer.
Yeah.
It did catch up with them in different ways and change their voices. But now we know that there were other singers, like the opera singer Jan Pierce sang well into his 80s, because if you take care of the instrument, it will last.
Right.
Cap Calloway was singing when he was 90 years old.
Yes.
And he was undiminished. So it can last if it is taken care of.
All right. So go see them tomorrow night at the Palladium in Carmel. 8 o'clock is when that show is. And be sure to look for the Songbook Academy when it comes around. I know applications still being taken. That's going to be in July.
July 21st to 28th.
July 21st through 28th. That is when everybody gets together with the performance on the last day. And
Yeah,
that-
the 20th. That's the big show where we sell out the house and everyone roots for their favorite
Yep.
new songbook ambassador.
That is going to be an exciting time. It always is an exciting time. And you find the stars that you will hopefully see on your TV screens, your movie screens, and on listening to the music as the years go by. Really appreciate y'all coming by. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Ray.
All right, Michael Feinstein,
Pleasure.
Nick Ziobro, Julia Goodwin. See them tomorrow night at the Palladium. Thank you for joining us on this Facebook Live on RTV6. Y'all have a good day.